Hello! This evening I will be doing my Steps Mega Mix, so I thought I would show my process of getting ready, so if you fancy it, stick around and watch. Okay, so I did my eyebrows and my eye base off camera because it's really boring to see that, but I used the Beauty Bay Brush Up Brows brow soap and the, what's this called? Micro Sketch brow pen by Beauty Bay, it's new, and Beauty Bay eye base, and I defined the under eyebrow with this Made by Mitchell Bolt Balm concealer. So because it's a steps mix and I've just seen the musical recently, I wanted to go with the colour theme of the musical branding, so I'm going to be going for this blue and other blue and this kind of sparkly pink, and I will be using the Beauty Bay Brights palette for that one. So for the dark kind of denim blue, I'm going to be using Stormy Night from the Beauty Bay Brights palette. As you can see, it's quite a nice dark blue. So the reason I chose a steps mix for tonight is because, like I said, I went to see the musical on Wednesday night. It's not the first time I've seen it. I went to see it in Birmingham last year, but this was the special kind of gala event featuring Steps themselves performing during the curtain call, so I had to go really. So I went along to see that. I have been a Steps fan for far longer than I care to admit. I can't remember when did they... I think I was probably 16 when their first single came out, so probably too old to be into Steps, but I don't care. I love pop music, and Steps just came along and they made people dance, and dancing makes people happy, so it was perfect. And I remember they used to, when they had the singles come out, they would put the CD inlay, they would have all the dance routines for the particular song. So my sister and I used to take the CD inlay card out, push all the furniture to the side of the room and learn the dance routines from the inlay card. I cannot remember any of them now, little bits of each, but that's probably one of my fond memories of Steps. So when they announced their comeback, that was really exciting. I'm using the shade Paradise to buff this out and lighten it at the top. Yeah, so when they announced their comeback, I think every middle-aged gay screamed with joy, me included, of course. So that was an exciting moment for every Steps fan. And they released a couple more albums, and then it didn't go silent. They were updating the fans on things that were going on, and then it was announced that they'd been working on a musical for the past couple of years, and that's why there had been nothing new since then. So it started in Birmingham last year. I went to see it then, and the Manchester show on Wednesday was the gala event. So I went along, and like I said, Steps were there. Turns out Pete Waterman was also there, he was a big music producer, songwriter, and he produced a lot of hits in the 80s. Pretty much every song that Kylie sang in the 80s was written by Pete Waterman and his team, Stock Aitken Waterman. So he was there because he's one of the producers on the show. I did get to speak to him very briefly about the queues at the toilets, and there were some RuPaul's Drag Race UK queens there, Davina De Campo, LaPhil, can't remember who else, and Claire Sweeney, because one of the Drag Race UK girls is actually in the production as well. Her scene is possibly one of the biggest crowd pleasers, so okay, I'm just going to use the Made by Mitchell concealer again just to cut my crease. So the reason I wanted to make these videos, I don't care if anyone watches them. Maybe people would find it interesting if they could see what happens just before I start my sets, but the way I see it, it's kind of keeping it consistent. Like, I do the makeup for the sets, so there's a consistency thing there, and one thing that is consistent is that with DJing and makeup. I'm not very good at either, so maybe if I combine the two of them, it kind of looks like I'm okay in general. So after I've done this, I will be using a pink shade just to try to imitate what the colour scheme is for the musical programme. So I'll just carry on doing this. So for that pinky colour from the tour programme, I'm using the shade Dragon Fruit from that palette. So I'm just gonna press that right onto the not foundation, concealer. It's kind of looking a bit purple because I think I've mixed some of the blue in with it. It looks pink enough. I am going to go over and tidy it up afterwards anyway. So I thought maybe about making a series of these, depending on how I feel, because it's weird because I teach English online to students from around the world, speaking like this to camera, but when it comes to filming things like this, I have no confidence, and I don't know why it's so different. It could be because when I'm teaching there's someone there reacting to me, but right now I feel like I'm just talking to myself. I'm looking at the camera and no one's responding, so it's kind of weird. I guess it's something to do with that maybe. Oh, sorry, my camera's just readjusted and refocused. So yeah, I may never post this video, in which case no one will ever hear me saying this, so why am I saying it? Who knows? No, I just finished all that up and put a bit of concealer on, so I'm just going to shimmer it up a little bit with the shade Concealer. That's not the name of the shade. Flamingo. That one wasn't shimmery enough. So I've gone into the berries one and I'm using Nova, which is, yeah, that's more sparkly and shimmery, isn't it? So yeah, Nova's sparklier. So I'll stick with that one. So I've finished off the shimmer now, so I'm just going to go underneath with that. I should have said this earlier, but deeper shade of blue, just to define that. And then I'm going to finish everything else off, because this is not a makeup tutorial. I just want to talk about why I chose the theme that I did and just show you kind of what goes on. So I'll be back once everything's finished. Okay, I've finished the look now. So I noticed that on the programme there's this cute little gold shopping trolley, so I did the gold lines, did the lips, did the eyelashes, which I'm really bad at doing, but a look isn't complete without lashes. So now I am going to stomp on over to the decks and party, really. So if you want to, go and check out the video. It would be a tragedy not to, so see you around. Thank you, bye bye.